One of the clinicians that had come in, and he said along the way, somewhere in there, if you're going to grad school because someone told you that's the next step, you're going for the wrong reasons. Give me 3 hours to think about that, and I'm having a full-on panic attack because I'm going to grad school for the wrong reasons. So a friend of mine is planning on going to New Orleans, and he said, hey, why don't you just come with me? And I was like, what's there? It's like, a lot of music. I'm like, all right. The next day, I give my parents a call and say, hey, I'm not going to North Texas or anything like that. I'm just going to go to New Orleans. And they're like, what? And here we are. It's been history ever since.
So, being in Buffalo, the land of the polka, the pierogies, and the Goo Goo Dolls, and the chicken wing. Don't forget the chicken wing. Exactly.
Rick James, yeah.
And so what prepared you to play New Orleans music?
Well, I think the person who really is the most important person to bring up in that answer is my band director from my high school, Phil Agulia. Back after Katrina, Phil went through the process of, I want to say, getting about $30,000 worth of instruments to bring to New Orleans. He tried to bring them to some of the smaller schools, but it ended up getting to Lusher because they had the facilities to hold the instruments. And that trip that they went through was my 8th grade year, so I didn't get to go. But we actually had the Dirty Dozen Brass Band come to Kim Maurice, and I got to meet Ephraim, I got to meet Roger Lewis and all of them, and it's just, Mr. A always fostered this environment that just, almost bred me for New Orleans.
And what was it about the sound?
It's just something...
Or was it the energy?
I would say it's the energy. I remember reading brass quintet stuff that was like it was labeled Dixieland, but it was that trad, feel, and I just remember just singing over the music when everyone else was just playing the parts, and it's like, man, I love this. I absolutely love this. And then when someone said, hey, you want to come to New Orleans? I was like, yes, please.
So when you got to New Orleans, so you heard the Dirty Dozen Brass Band. When did you get to New Orleans?
Summer of 2017.
When was the first time you heard a brass band on the streets?
That would have probably been before that summer when I was visiting New Orleans to see if I could find a place to live. We were just wandering around the street. It would have been the brass band that plays over by the French Market. I can't remember who that was at the time, but I think Prince may have been playing. Gilbert, the saxophone player. I just remember the intense energy that they all carried on the stage, or not on stage, on the street, and they're just playing with so much energy, and I can just feel their corners giving out and just like hear them just powering through, and it's like, wow, I need to figure out what that is. And I was coming to the city with a large bore trumpet, and it's like playing a highway, so I couldn't keep up with them. Wow, I've got a lot to learn from these guys. Humbled me very quickly.
And what was the first brass band you got to be a part of?
If you count it as a brass band, it would be Delphio Marsalis and the Uptown Jazz Orchestra, because we play a mix of big band music and brass band music. So we play Dirty Dozen, Soul Rebels, and all that stuff.
And what about a street band, a walking band?
That would have been Crew de Vue 2019.
Your first?
Yeah.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah, that was a fun parade. Interesting to say the least. Go Google it.
Yeah, so playing with a big band, I mean, that's all your jazz training, your classical training, your reading, I would assume.
Yeah, I actually started with the big band music when I was very young. I started with a 40s big band, I would say age 12. I would say we'd had about 50 to 60 gigs a year, maybe a little bit more. But it was led by an 80-year-old, and we played all the Glenn Miller, Tommy Dorsey, and all that stuff, and it was all kids. So I've been playing big band since I was a little kid.
And so, what's the difference between that and a street band?
Allowing yourself to be. I feel like big band is like, we really got to stick to the music and, lock yourself into what's trying to be, portrayed, whether it be beautiful music or some intense, Gordon Goodwin type stuff. But the brass band, it's like you really can go anywhere with it, and it's really kind of up to the emotions on stage at the time or on the street. You know, whoever's feeling whatever they're feeling is what we're gonna get.
And so the first one was a Mardi Gras parade.
Yeah,
It was like a second line marching band.
yeah.
Have you done any jazz funerals?
Yeah, I did one funeral for a band leader I used to play in one of the cover bands. His father passed after I had done a couple years with him when I first moved to the city, so I played a couple I played his funeral. Yeah.
And you led the second line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody talks about the second line. Explain the first line. I love to hear your opinion because you've had to learn it.
Yeah. So
And to me, it's the most important part.
Yeah, it's that time where you take the energy that's a little bit too palpable to celebrate quite yet, and you get it off your chest. It's that thing that you have to reconcile with when you're losing someone before you go and then celebrate what they did with their life. You know, so that first line is really just like accepting what's happening and saying we're here to respect you and your passage. But then that second line is like, but we're not going to be sad about it. We're going to celebrate what you did. You know, we really appreciate what you did here, so let's sing it to the high heavens.
And music, that would be like the dirge, and then
Yeah.
the second line.
Yeah.
Great.
We did just a closer walk. That was the one that we did.
And so in the brass band and the street band, you have your instrumentation. What's the trumpet's role?
Trumpet is like I feel that he is I want to say he's the front man. No, I was gonna say the spine, but he's really the face of the sound. You know, there's so many people in the tapestry of a brass band that can make noise in various forms, but I feel like the trumpet has to be the one who calls the shots.
Is that because you're the loudest?
Probably, yeah. We're probably the most egotistical of the bunch too, so, you know, weaseled itself in there.
My favorite part is, that's definitely from the Mardi Gras world, not necessarily the second line, but being the second line, traditional part, is when the band's tuning up, shall we say? And everybody's just congregating and gathering, the band's kind of spread around the crowd or the bar or wherever, and the trumpet makes the call. Can you do it on your trumpet? It's usually a lot higher, though. If you're in a second line, you hear that, it means the band is lining up. They're getting in. It's like it's time to go. And that's one of my favorite sounds of the second line, because it's like, okay, it's just getting ready to start. And it's always in the same key, or same notes, or it could just be any. And what's the interval?
Some people do the open fifth, but I've been told it's the tritone.
Great. What neighborhood do you live in?
I live in the 8th Ward right now. I'm right off of St. Roch.
And that's Bywater?
Yeah.
And where do you get your po' boy?
Well, since it's so close, Parkway.
Parkway.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice little hike.
And for anybody getting off the boat today or tomorrow, what's one of your favorite things to do in town that they might want to check out?
Well, I mean, the shameless plug would be to send y'all to Snug Harbor, but I think we're leaving for that before the show happens. I would say if you can get yourself out of the quarter and go see City Park, that's honestly my favorite place. There's one tree in there called the McDonough oak. I think McDonough has a unfortunate history, but the tree is about 800 years old, and it's just absolutely majestic. And you can, it's beautiful. Get yourself to City Park. Find the nature. The trees are older than anything you can find man-made. It's City Park.
Awesome. Harold, how do you do? Michael Joseph Christie, y'all.